Hello everyone! Greetings from Magdeburg, Germany. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. And today I have prepared for you 15 worst dating advice ever. And the first worst dating advice ever is to just wait that love will magically happen when you least expect it. So you just have to wait and be patient. As a professional matchmaker with over a decade of practical experience, I can tell you that this is a really bad dating advice. Because to meet someone, first of all, you have to put yourself out there, you have to go out, you have to register at online dating platforms, you have to start meeting people. Because what are the chances that the lady that not only shares your long-term goals and values, but also will find you attractive and you will find her attractive, will magically find you in your office or where, in your apartment building? How do you expect this love magically to happen? That once per week when you go to buy groceries, she will stand next to you in the line? That's highly unlikely. So if you have decided that you want to meet someone, you have to start doing something. And by doing something, I mean actually going out, talking to women, probably registering at several dating platforms, hiring a matchmaker. Pretty often you will need to hire a dating coach if you haven't been dating for a while. But you will have to act to actually talk to women. And yes, probably you will sabotage many dates, and some dates will be great, other dates will be okay, some dates will be disappointing, and sometimes, yes, women will ghost you, there will be no show-ups, especially if you will be using Tinder or some similar dating platforms. But you will, first of all, gain these dating muscles, you will get some dating experience, you will learn what you actually need and what you actually want, and you can do it only while dating and meeting new people. And then, well, chances will be high that you will meet the right person. The second worst dating tip ever is don't settle for less. And usually when people give you this advice, they kind of try to push you to create these unrealistic expectations that you can actually order a match, same as you are ordering a dish in the restaurant, explaining what do you want to the side and how do you want your steak cooked. So people who follow this advice, they think that, okay, I don't want to settle for less, I'm going to marry just once and forever, so I want her to be like 25 years old, because, well, the rumor has it, women at this age, they can have babies straight away and they are not spoiled by life, etc. So 25. And she has to be blonde. And okay, if I can choose, she has to have blue eyes and she has to be fluent in English, never married, a virgin. If you are dreaming about perfection, why not to create a crazy image? A virgin who loves sex, and she has to love dogs, she has to love hiking, be down to earth. Well, her father has to be very rich, or better her grandfather, so that she comes from old money. And this means that she doesn't care much about money, about materialistic things, and she doesn't care much what the man looks like. Well, this is so crazy, unrealistic. As a professional matchmaker, what do I call not settling for less? It means that you won't date someone who is rude, you won't date someone who can't appreciate you, you won't date someone who doesn't share your long-term goals, and this means that either you will have to adjust your long-term goals and actually settle, but it has nothing to do with the hair color and with the eye color. So very often when people give you this advice that you shouldn't be settling for less, they kind of doom you for a lonely single life. And the third worst dating tip that I have just found on the internet and I want to share with you is that this perfect person is already looking for you. She exists somewhere there and she is looking for you, and you have to let the destiny, you have to let life and love do its thing. Well, it's crazy. First of all, I don't believe in perfection and there can be multiple choices. So usually when we try to pre-select matches for our clients, we understand that this lady shares his long-term goals and shares similar values. This lady as well, so potentially our client can build healthy, fulfilling relationship with both ladies. And of course, a lot will depend on the attitude, with which attitude the gentleman will show up on a date, with which attitude, in which mood the lady will show up on a date. and whether they will invest enough time and effort into making this acquaintance work. So this is why we usually do several introductions, because you never know which mood our clients and their matches will bring to the date. But to expect that there is perfection somewhere over there and she's already looking for you, well, of course I understand why people like this tip, because again it means that you just have to wait and a perfect woman will find you right on your sofa. And the fourth worst dating tip ever is that women just don't like nice guys, same as men prefer bitches, so you have to play this marcher to get her attention. Well, smart women actually like nice guys, and they like it when a man puts enough effort to court her, when he is not playing games, when he is not trying to pretend to be someone he is not. They can appreciate a good guy. Women who like drama and who are playing games themselves, well, they can choose the bad boy. They can choose this adventure. Also, women who are not looking for something serious, they can also choose a bad boy, because they want this attraction, they want this romantic getaway, they want this romantic adventure. They are not planning to settle with this guy. So if you are a nice guy, be the nice guy. Don't try to pretend to be someone else. Don't try to change who you are. Don't try to act nasty toward women. You will only attract drama queens and women whom you shouldn't be dating. 5. Classics. Age is just a number. Well, some men and some women, they like to give this excuse that, oh, I'm 55, but you know, like, age is just a number, so you should introduce me to someone in her 30s, or better in her 20s, or better late teens, because age is just a number, so she shouldn't care about my age. Sasha, can we add a biggest face palm and eye roll? Age is just a number in a sense that when you are in your 70s or in your 60s or in your 80s, it's not too late to start looking for love, and there will be plenty of women and men your age, or maybe 5-7 years younger or older, who will find you attractive and with whom you can have an enjoyable romantic adventure, and maybe you can marry this person and enjoy lots of romance, lots of special sweet moments. But to use this statement that age is just a number as an excuse to chase women half your age, well, you will end up broken-hearted and disappointed. I remember I was talking to this guy, and he was in his middle 50s, and he said to me that all Ukrainian women in Kiev and Odessa, they are spoiled and super materialistic because I'm meeting them on Tinder, and they schedule the date with me because they find me so attractive, usually at the most expensive luxury sushi place, and they come up with friends and they eat those sushi, drink moet, and I have to pay for it, and then they disappear. So they are not serious. But you have to find me a serious 25 years old who won't look for my money, who won't look for those sushi, but who will love me and who will go out with me on a second or third date. Of course, I don't end up working with such people because well, their expectations about their partner, about love, they are crazy. 6. Women don't care about the looks of a man, and I don't remember the name of the blogger, but once I have watched a video, and there he claimed that women in Ukraine believe that a man should be a little bit more attractive than a monkey, just a little bit, and women will settle for a man like that. It is so not true. Guys, I conduct lots of interviews with Ukrainian ladies daily, because we interview ladies for our clients, and usually the second question that we get during the interview is, can I see his photo? By the logic of this statement, they are asking to see his photo to make sure that he looks like a monkey. No, they want to make sure that they find him attractive, and usually women find attractive men who are athletic, who are tall, who are good looking, who have the full head of hair. This doesn't mean that if you are bald you can't find love. You can, but there will be women who won't find you attractive. Well, this is life. So women do care about the looks of the men, especially younger women. Sometimes ladies in their 60s and 50s also surprise me when I show them a picture of a gentleman their age, or like 5 years old, and they tell me that, oh, he looks like a grandpa. but you have 2 grandkids. You're also a grandmother and you are like 62 yourself. So people do care about the looks of their potential partner. 7. Just play the knight in the shining armors or the damsel in distress. Well, sometimes it can actually spice up your relationship when you rescue her or you help her out. I will share a very personal story with you. When my now husband was just courting me, and I had several men courting me. We were not in a relationship, so just several dates, and my car, it got not 1 but 2 flat tires, and I was thinking, should I call for help? Should I ask one of my admirers for help and see how they will react? And I have called my now husband, and he drove over and he asked if I had a spare wheel. I said yes, but just 1. And I was running late to the shooting. We were filming videos, and my now husband, he just gave me the keys of his car, and he said that you should drive to the shooting and I will take care of your car, which he did. Of course, I like that, and of course it has made a great impression on me. But have I married him just because he has helped me with my car? Of course not. I will share another story with you. A friend of mine, she's 33, she got also a flat tire on her car, and it happened on the parking lot in front of the supermarket. And she said that a man in his 50s, he came over and he asked if she needed help, and then he has helped her change the tire. And she was actually shocked when he tried to ask her out on a date, because she was sure that, well, he's in his 50s and probably he has decided to help her out of fatherly feelings, because her father is also in his 50s. So she thought that he wanted to rescue her because he felt that she is like his daughter. And the guy actually tried to rescue her and to ask her out. So she was unpleasantly surprised. And I remember that she said that how come he thought I would go out with him? Like, he is old, like, oof. So by the logic that all women love knights in shining armors, my friend should have gone out on a date with that guy. But she has found him old and she didn't feel attracted, so she said no. So playing knights in shining armors can spice up your relationship and earn you extra points only if a woman already finds you attractive and wants you to court her further. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And the worst dating tip number 8, where is 8, like that, is act like me and you will get same results. I have heard it from several bloggers, male bloggers, and they all were boasting with much younger wives, and they were telling that now I will teach you how to win her attention, because look, like my wife, she's like 50 and 20 or 25, 30 years younger than I am, and I will tell you what I did, and if you act the same way, then you will get the same woman. By this logic, a guy who has rescued my friend on the parking lot, a guy in his 50s, he acted the same way, almost the same way as my husband did, but he didn't get the same results. So no, this logic, it has faults on so many levels. First of all, you don't know this blogger and his backstory. You don't know the backstory of his now wife. You don't know why she has decided to choose him back, and it doesn't mean that other women her age or with similar looks will find the guy of the same age as her husband attractive, or will find there any qualities that they are looking for. So there are so many things that will influence your dating pattern, and of course to claim that I did this A, B, C, D, and this is why I got a lady who is like 20 or 15 years younger, and if you do A, B, C, D, you will get the same woman. It's crazy. 9, and again classics. Act unpredictably. Don't show her that you actually like her. It is so juvenile. I think it can only work if you are 13 and she's also 13, and you both just try to learn how to navigate all these hormones, and you both just are learning that there are boys and girls. But if you are adults, to try to act mysterious and to play these games, you will look crazy and you will scare all women away. 10. Don't buy her any gifts. At first she has to prove that she is worthy. Again, guys, gifts are just one of the languages of love, and of course you can't buy a girlfriend, and you shouldn't try to buy a girlfriend with your gifts unless you are in your 50s and you try to court a lady in her 20s or in her 30s, then of course you will have to fulfill this role of the sugar daddy that you would be in her eyes. In other cases, gifts, it's just another form to show your interest, your attention, to make this acquaintance more romantic. And by gifts, I don't mean the brand new iPhone. I mean buying her dinner, buying tickets to the cinema, buying her flowers, cute postcards. It all creates a special atmosphere. And it started to rain, unpredictable Magdeburg spring weather, and we continue. So everything that has to do with playing games, like trying to see if she is worthy, or like taking her to a very cheap burger place to see if she actually has arrived on a date with you in the sake of eating something fancy or getting to know you, like leave all these games at home. They won't help you attract the right person, and they will only be a huge waste of time and a way to a huge disappointment. 11, and I think this is the brother of the previous really poor dating tip, is to put her into different situations to see if she is worthy. To ask your friend, for example, to call her, to flirt with her, to find out if she will flirt with the other guy, or to invent any other crazy scenarios. Don't go there. No games. 12. Look at her mother if you want to find out how she will turn out to be in the future, what she will look like. Again, this is crazy. I have seen many women who actually took it after their mothers. I have seen many women who took it after their fathers or grandmothers. So speaking to her mother will tell you very little about her personality. And don't forget that in Ukraine, many parents were born and raised during Soviet times, so of course it has influenced the way her mother looks and she thinks. And the lady, she could have been born in independent Ukraine, so of course she has a different type of personality. And also she was raised in a time when internet was there, computers were there, so she can be very different from her parents. I have to make a disclaimer here that it is still important to meet her parents. It is still important to learn more about her family traditions. But I have met many families where, for example, parents are very religious and children are agnostic. Or, for example, parents don't have college or university education and children have university education. So there are many factors that can influence her character, I mean the lady's character, and her personality. 13th worst dating tip ever. Date someone half your age plus 7. By this logic, a 50-year-old male should date someone who is 32. And if guys who are 50 years old would follow this logic, I will tell you what would have happened. There would be many lonely, very sad, very single guys in their 50s looking for ladies in their 30s. I think men have created this so-called rule to justify dating someone younger. And like I have already mentioned in so many videos, relationships with the age gap, especially with a big age gap that is bigger than 7 years, it's not for everyone. People, men and women, they often think about advantages of such a relationship, and usually they think that, oh, I will have this young body, I will have the energy of my younger partner, but they forget about all the disadvantages, because for the younger person, this age difference, it will be a disadvantage, and you will have to compensate this disadvantage by other qualities that you have. The worst dating tip number 14. When you know, you know. And usually married people tell you this, that they knew straight away that she was the one or he was the one. Well, they exaggerate, because usually our memory plays this trick with us and it romanticizes everything, because, well, we all want our romantic experience, our relationship to be super romantic, to be very different, to be special. I can tell you from the experience of 150 plus couples that we have created over the years that after the first or second or third date, people still have doubts and they never know if she or he was the one. Later on their wedding, after they have build this relationship, after they went through all the stages, they can tell, of course, that it was love at first sight. But I still remember their feedback after the first date, that, you know what, Svetlana, I'm not sure. She is like not as tall as I prefer. Or, you know, Svetlana, I'm not sure about James because, well, he was kind of nervous and I like more confident guys. Even when the man already has the ring, I have heard it so many times from my clients that, Svetlana, are you sure she is the one? James, you already have the ring. Well, I just want to make sure. I don't want to make a mistake. James, you're just nervous. Well, I still have my doubts. It is normal to have your doubts. So this saying that when you know, it's not a good dating tip. And the last but not least, the worst dating tip number 15, people change. So many times I have heard from men and women that their magical love will make their love object, their love interest change. I remember once a gentleman has reached out to our matchmaking service and he was in his early 50s and he said that he had a fantastic girlfriend. She was 27 years old and they have met in Miami. Her parents were originally from Ukraine, but she was born and raised in the United States, and they have been together for a year and a half. And the lady told him straight away that she's not looking to settle down, but the gentleman was well off and they have traveled a lot and she has enjoyed traveling. And she told him straight away that she's not looking for something serious, for anything serious with him because he is so much older, and she's not looking for anything serious at all at this stage. And he said that he hoped that she could have changed her mind. So he has reached out and he told us that while he waits that she would change her mind, he wanted to explore his options. He wanted to explore his options and he wanted to date other women. So he hoped that on the one hand, his so-called girlfriend would get jealous and actually change her mind and call him her boyfriend, or perhaps he would get lucky and he would have met someone like her. People don't change. Well, of course we grow, and with time, with certain life circumstances, with people we meet, we can change our goals and we can change our priorities, but it doesn't happen overnight. So usually it's a logical, long process. What was important to us 10 years ago was important 10 years ago. Now, 10 years after, we can try to reach other goals. It is normal, but it doesn't mean that our personalities drastically change. For example, 10 years ago she didn't want to settle down and she didn't want to have kids. 10 years after, she feels ready for it. But are you ready to wait 10 years? Are you ready to gamble that she will change her mind? I had several friends who in their 20s were traveling, were partying, were changing boyfriends, and in their middle 30s they have settled down, got married and have kids, and right now they're wives and mothers. But it was a logical process for them. So they have partied it out of their system, and 10, 15 years after they have settled. So to expect that a person will change for you straight away to fit inside your mold, it is crazy unrealistic. Guys, I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you won't fall for these crazy, stupid dating tips that are there over the internet, because there really are some poor dating tips. I want to wish you only smart choices when it comes to love, and I want to wish you only romantic dates. Svetlana Mukhar from Spring, Magdeburg with love, and I will see you in the next one.